First of all, with our timer situation, I had a fear that this was going to happen. It's not working out with the timer. Someone's going to make a point on this topic. It's going to go longer than 30 seconds, or the thing comes out totally incoherent. So we're gonna ditch the timer system. We're going to use the honor system on. If someone feels personally they're running on, we're going to pass them. Sure, go ahead.
Okay. I just want to mention that what you're speaking of isn't evolution, it's abiogenesis. That's the going from ooze to life. So it's two different things. Evolution is after life was created. Abiogenesis is the creation of life. Two completely different sciences.
And just to reiterate or to continue on with what Mike just said, evolution does not attempt to explain where the first self-replicating molecules came from. Doesn't attempt to explain that. But once those first self-replicating molecules did come into existence, evolution does an extremely fine job of explaining how life formed from those first self-replicating molecules.
Like I say, we say that, on my side, we say that we find scientific holes in the science of evolution, missing pieces of evidence, evidence that supposedly don't necessarily make a smooth transition from one to the next. When arguing in intelligent design, let's instantly jump into the future with a human being. We are leaps and bounds ahead of any creature that happened to crawl the earth. We have the entirely posable thumb, and I'll let you contest this one. The posable thumb, the thought processes, including greed and the accumulation of wealth, all these human characteristics that somehow have never shown themselves to exist in the animal world besides the pack rat.
Let me give you some examples of unintelligent design, okay? We breathe, eat, and drink from the same opening. So that pretty much guarantees that a certain percentage of humans are going to choke every single year. Now, to eat and drink through another opening and breathe through a completely different opening is not an unreasonable request. Take dolphins, take whales. They eat and drink through a different opening. They breathe through a completely different opening. Whales don't choke on things. Humans do. More examples of unintelligent design. Childhood diabetes, childhood leukemia, ALS, Alzheimer's. Our sight gets worse as we age. Our teeth fall out. These are all examples of unintelligent design. Take our reproductive system. It's one of the most intimate parts of our body, but yet it's part of our septic system. It's like saying, I'm going to build an entertainment complex inside the sewage treatment plant. No engineer is going to design that. Okay? That is a prime example of unintelligent design.
Basically, since we're down to this level, here's the basic situation, okay? Because now we're up to my level that I'm going to relate to you right now. But first, do any of the three of you believe that there is a basic truth that everything is the same exact thing in life? You know that we're only dealing with one situation in reality. Do you understand what's really going on in life? Some of everything.
I'm willing to listen to
it. In other words, you understand that everything breaks down to molecules, atoms, cells, which are all orbs, globes, circles, and everything in life is a circle, and it all breaks down to threes. You ever think about that?
The atoms, molecules, and cells are in no way circles.
Well, yeah, they're all circles.
No, they're not.
This is all illusion of reality. This is only man's version of reality. This all breaks down to atoms, molecules, and cells.
Right.
All right, that's what we're dealing with. All right, and that's the only truth that we're dealing with. The Earth isn't all. It goes around in a circle all day long. It goes back and forth on its axis. It travels around the sun. The moon travels around the Earth, and everything breaks down to trees with a little bit left over. How many degrees is there in a basic circle?
Okay, well, they don't actually travel in circles. They travel
It's
in
360. It's not a perfect circle. That's why it's dreaming a little bit left over. But here's the whole thing. This is the way it's all based in design. It's all based off of this. This is the basic truth that I deal with every day of the week. There's 365 days a year. We're the third planet from the sun. It takes a little bit over 30 days for the moon to go around the Earth. why every month is 30 or 31 days, except for February, it's 28. Because there is one thing that's almost an exception to the rule. A ray of light. But even a ray of light arcs off eventually, it curves, it bends, it's not a true straight line. But everything else in life that you deal with is a circle. Everything breaks down into circles.
Why does the ray of light curve?
Yeah, does anyone on this side want to take the mic in?
Yeah.
and test that?
A ray of light curved due to gravitation, which is caused by mass, is not anything to do with real circles. And orbits are not elliptical, or orbits are elliptical, they're not in circles, and there are 365 days in a year, and what the moon rotates around the Earth in 28 days.
30.
It's 28.
A little bit over 30. That's why you have a full moon the first and the 31st every once in a while in the calendar. Absolutely.
That's why that's where the blue moon comes from, because there'll be 2 full moons out there.
Try to talk in that mic. We can pass it back and forth pretty freely. Yeah.
The 2 full moons in a month are the 1 and the 31.
But there's
The
a
calendar lines up.
We'll
Yeah.
still give you a year.
Well, anyway, the point is, I mean, that doesn't mean anything turns into a circle, or becomes a circle, or has anything to do with the number 3. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not entirely sure where you're going with what you're saying.
Okay, it's very simple. Hot, cool, cold, yes, maybe, no, slow, medium, fast, past, present, future, yesterday, today, tomorrow, beginning, middle, end, small, medium, large, retarded, haven't tell Jesus. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, beginning, middle, end,
I eat 5 meals a day.
young, middle age, old. If you have snacks, they're a little bit over the tree. You have to have 3 basic meals according to basically normal people. That is what you're supposed to have. Now, not everybody's the same exact thing, but this is what we're all dealing with. Is we're all working. Walking is a circle, talking is a circle, hearing is a circle, reading is a circle, seeing is a circle.
All right, even I'm a little lost in this whole thing. I understand Charles. I've known him for a while. I understand where he's going with this. I know where the end game of his conversation is supposed to end up and how it relates to the existence of God and intelligent design or whatnot. My question overall is, do you have any, how do I put this, examples of anomalies of nature that would happen in a simple chemical reaction developed through time? Well, we've abandoned the system already. We can go in any direction we want. This is religion we're talking here. You definitely can't put bounds on that, so go right ahead.
Well, sure, you can come up with a number of examples that demonstrate all sorts of things, but the real, I think, the point is that we don't have to come up with these examples. Just because, let's assume if we go back to evolution, let's assume for a moment evolution is completely wrong. And there's something completely different that could explain it, and we have no idea what it is. That doesn't necessarily imply that intelligent design is the way to go, but that there exists a God. Just because you can't explain something doesn't mean it cannot be explained. And so if you come up with these examples, and to do something like that seems to imply that that's the only possible way to explain something like that. Whereas if you simply can say, I simply don't know, that's a perfectly acceptable answer. There's nothing wrong with saying that.
I agree, okay? But we're talking about things we don't understand here, okay? Sorry, we're talking about things we don't understand here. Let's bring it down to like basic level. In your house, okay, if you don't put any intelligent design in it, it'll turn to a giant mess, okay? Things will end up scattered, they'll end up wherever they are. You finish something, you leave it there. You finish something else, you leave it there. In a very short amount of time, you get chaos, okay? Things don't work well in chaos.
Much like this round table.
Yeah.
Much like this.
Yeah, so what? Things don't work well in chaos.
There's
Well,
intelligent.
listen.
You need intelligence.
We have people living in the forest of Australia. They live in chaos. They don't have the things that we have. Doesn't mean that there's any intelligent design behind anything.
But
I see what you're saying. You build a house, it's intelligently designed, but how does that relate to God?
Well, no, not about building a house. Just your daily life, okay? So you come home, right, and you eat, you leave all your food, your leftovers there.
You're
Take
slob.
your dirty clothes off, you leave them on the, it'll turn into a mess very quickly.
Right.
Okay? Without some organization and some intelligence, okay, that house is gonna turn into, something you see on television.
That happens
okay?
all the time.
but you're not using any intelligence to keep that thing running, okay? To make that thing run the way it should be and to make it last a long time, you need intelligence and you need to work at it.